the kind you wear it tight. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Joining me tonight, we got Devin.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Devin.
This is the most enthusiastic podcast we've ever done.
We're falling apart. We're falling apart, Devin.
Yeah, we are.
It just started. We're falling apart.
It's bad.
Both of our hips are
we have necrosis of the life.
Of the life. Yeah, both of our hips are fucked. Devin fucked up his leg. I don't have feet anymore. I'm convinced. My back also hurts. I lost my voice somehow today. I don't know why. I barely said anything at work. I have not been yelling or anything. So there's no reason for me to have lost my voice. Anyway, today, last week, we did not have an SU. My apologies. I thought I figured I'd record one there, but then shit happened and we got tied up with other stuff and we didn't end up doing it. We were at Gen Con down in Indianapolis. All is forgiven by Cheeky, so I honestly don't care about what the rest of you say about us not having an episode out last week. It is the first fucking episode we've missed in 70 some odd fucking episodes, and Cheeky forgave us. So that's all that matters to me. Right, Devin?
That's true. That's all we do.
That being said, I do have 2 episodes that I do actually have to edit some fashion that we will be releasing as bonus content for you guys. There was a few snippets that I recorded of me and Edquist's drive to Gen Con. 1 or 2 snippets that I recorded of our drive home. And then one of the quote-unquote snippets I recorded turned out to be 50 minutes long. And we were just, I don't know, I think I was going insane. We just started talking about random Magic the Gathering cards. And then we started talking about how OP 4th edition Magic was compared to some of the cards now, even. So I just started quizzing Edquist. And I just started reading off 4th edition Magic the Gathering cards. And he would try to guess what color they were. And what the card was, and did. Devin, how do you think you would fare in a challenge such as that?
That's difficult. I could go either way. I think depending on the day, I'd be all right, and then depending on the day, I'd be terrible. It really just depends.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, either way, I think I'm going to record that. Like, I'm going to release that as its own separate thing. So. Probably, I mean, most definitely not this week because it hasn't happened yet. But maybe next week, if I get around to it over the weekend, we will have a few extra episodes of Simply Unprofessional next week. This week has been rough, man. Like I started, like we just got back from Gen Con Monday.
We're dying today,
and then I started my new job on Tuesday. For the first time, I'm working for the first time in just shy of a year. And this job is literally murdering me. Slowly. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, alright, hurry up already. Just bury the axe in my neck and get it over with. Like, why are you just slowly sawing it back and forth? That's not how axe works. So, yeah, anyway, like, it got to the point where I was playing Magic the Gathering online on a call with Devin and Edquist, and for anybody who knows me, and they brought this up and they threw it in my face. For anybody who knows me, I'm always the type of person where if you tell me to go to bed, I'm going to tell you no. And I will stay up as late as I can. I was so tired. They're like, when we go to bed, I was just like, immediately, I was like, okay, that sounds like a really good idea.
But in his defense, he was like, "That sounds like a really good idea, but I'm not going to bed." And then I was just like, "All right, Rob, stop playing games for an hour. He'll get bored and fall asleep." I just told Rob, like, Rob, you can't keep playing Magic. He will keep playing as long as you're playing with him.
I was literally falling asleep mid.
I heard it. I know, and I was just like, Rob, back away from the keyboard. He will follow.
Yeah, and I haven't been sleeping well because it's been really fucking hot and humid up here. That shit needs to end. Like,
Webby's like, give me the
now.
fucking snow back.
Yep, I'm fine with that. I didn't bitch about the snow last year. You know, I mean, I hate fucking snow. Don't get me wrong, but at least it's consistently the fact that I hate fucking snow. You know, I'd rather be cold than hot, especially at a job where I'm now required to wear pants. Man,
Honestly, if I had to say anything about Webby, I didn't know he was this passionate about not wearing pants.
I don't remember the last time. Well, no, that's
about wearing
a
pants.
lie. I had to wear pants at the bank.
This dude, man, let me tell you, that is possibly his biggest gripe. Like, he woke up this morning, he was like, "I'm tired. I gotta wear fucking pants in this humidity."
I already told my dad yesterday. One good thing about this job so far is I don't have to shave my beard. Because if they told me that I had to wear pants and be clean shaven, I'd fucking quit. I'd laugh at them and I'd tell them, I don't need your fucking job. I don't need your bullshit this bad.
There you go.
I'm not shaving my beard. I didn't have to do it at the bank. Why would I do it at a fucking Harley dealership?
I mean, yeah, I feel like a Harley dealership is kind of like, that's the place you should have a beard.
Yeah, all the clientele have them, including some of the women. It's really messed up.
Yeah, it's cool.
God, why is my voice gone? Anyway,
your voice is like it's like a it's like a direct image of like your current physical health.
Yeah, no, it's falling apart. You're right. You're right. The thing is, it's starting to hurt now. Like I'm starting to like have to like yell to be heard.
And I love that you don't know why. Like you just feel bad and you don't know why.
Yeah, like my body's just deciding to tell me, you know what, you've done enough. Let me just take over and fuck you up some more.
All right.
So
well, this is funny.
But anyway, today we're here to talk about all of that and Deadpool 2, the movie.
Yay.
So spoiler alert coming up. I don't give a fuck if I spoil the movie for you. There's
Deadpool
your spoiler
2.
Alert.
He dies in the sequel.
Yep.
There's your spoiler.
That is a true statement.
Fucking spoiler. He dies in the sequel.
Maybe not for very long, but
he does die, and that, sir, is the important part.
So
like,
Deadpool 2. You just watched this the other night.
It did.
It's been a while. It's been a moment since I watched it. I got a really shitty cam copy when I watched it.
I got a Blu-ray copy because I don't do those things.
The only part of the movie I can already tell you that I didn't really particularly care for is like all the drama, like the him. Like, I get him wanting to get his girl back, or him wanting to die to be with, was it Vanessa or whatever? But, like, I don't know. I just didn't care for those scenes. That's not what Deadpool is.
I mean, yeah, it was, but, even in the drama, even in the melodrama, they still managed to work in, like, comedy,
True.
Like, and
I like how he
there was comedy even in the melodrama.
I like how he tried to become best friends with the little kid after a while.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna save this kid. That's how I'm gonna redeem myself. So ultimately, the premise of the movie. Fuck! How the hell did he end up in jail? Oh, because he was recruited by X-Men to go and stop this kid who was gonna like incinerate a whole orphanage or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually he stopped the kid. He ended up fucking knocking his ass out using the handles of his katanas or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like he did not do it in an approving way that Colossus approved of. What is this? I'm getting weird messages on OBS now.
OBS is like, yo,
It's
you so
telling me something about
sexy.
my encoding needs to be sped up or something.
Yeah, your video encoding's too slow, Abby. Why your video encoding so slow, boss?
I don't know. I'm recording audio
I don't
only.
know. Yeah, it's not important. We here.
Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, let's. You want to start at the beginning?
yeah. How about you start because it's fresh in your mind. I just remember key points, and I like the key points.
All right. So, good old Wade Wilson here. He after the illustrious and wonderful Wade Wilson's Deadpool, in case you guys don't know. After the illustrious, go fuck yourself, dude. I don't care. Anyway, after the illustrious and wonderful Wade Wilson, he's been Deadpool for a while, about 2 or 3 years at this point. He failed to kill one of his targets. He failed to kill one of his targets. It's right around this time. It's his anniversary with his girl. And right around this time, this is when they, she's like, you know what? I want to have kids. I want to get married. And, it's very like classic cliche drama. Like, this happens. And then all of a sudden, bang, after he fails to kill the target comes back to get him in his house. They bust in, gunshots everywhere. The girl dies behind the couch. You think he saves her. You think everything's okay. She stands up, and then one guy comes in. He throws the cream cheese spreader.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He throws the cream cheese spreader, and he just missed the guy. Hits the door frame, and the guy gets off a shot and shoots his girl. She dies in his arms. He chases the guy down the street and then grabs him and then embraces the guy. The guy hits a car. He's just like, and for a second you think like he's just going to forgive the guy or like he really didn't love her and he's trying to move on with his day. Then he just takes the guy holding him in his hand and just jumps in front of a fucking car. And they both die. Well, he dies. Deadpool gets ripped apart and then comes back alive.
Yeah.
Comes back alive.
That was a pretty gnarly opening credit scene, though, when he's like chopping his way through like that kitchen area.
Yeah, my favorite part. Favorite part, hands down. Oh no, sorry. The movie actually opens up with him sitting on top of a bunch of fucking like gasoline barrels.
Yeah.
And there's like the Wolverine Deadpool reference where he's like, the Wolverine reference where fucking Wolverine is like impaled on the tree in the music box.
Yeah.
Like he is in the end of Wolverine. Spoiler. Or end of Logan. Spoiler. Yeah, it's all good stuff. All good stuff. That happens, and then effectively, my favorite part though has to be hands down is when he was killing the dudes. And then he looks at the screen and goes, "Hit it, Dolly!" And then they started playing 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I love 9 to 5. Great song. Dolly Parton's best work. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah, no, 100%. Like that's how that went off. So that's how it started off, right? All he had of his girl was a skee ball token. He blows himself up. He blows himself to pieces, and none other but Colossus comes and pulls his broken pieces back together and takes him to the X Mansion to assist him. Right? Sound fair? Sound about right, Webby?
Yep.
All right. So that's where we are there. Anything leading up to that part you want to talk about? You like?
Not particularly.
All right. Well, then on to that.
You gotta remember, this has been like
true. He wakes up. He wakes up in the X Mansion. He agrees to join the X-Men as a trainee, which everyone reminds him constantly throughout the entire movie that he was in fact a trainee and not a real X-Man.
And Negasonic's girlfriend or whatever is infatuated with him.
I love Yukio. He's like, "Hey Wade, hey Yukio." Yeah. That's their whole movie together.
I think it was in this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in this one. I do like when he's tooling around in the X Mansion and he's commenting on how fucking empty it is.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Come on, the studio couldn't even like spare a fucking like any of the heavy hitters." And in the room behind him, you see the entire cast. You see Beast. You see
Yeah, you
fucking
see the entire
Charles
cast
Xavier.
of
You see
the like
of
Dark Phoenix.
Apocalypse. Yeah, Apocalypse. There, you see him like
And
of
they
the
just shut the
X-Men
door.
Apocalypse. They just shut the door on him and keep moving. And yeah, he's just touring on the. This is around the time he's touring around the X Mansion, riding in Professor X's wheelchair, like knocking shit over.
Yeah.
He was like, "That was broke when it hit the floor."
Yeah.
I love that line. I fucking love that line.
God damn it.
He's rolling by like he hits the floor. That was broke when it hit the floor. They're like, yes, that's usually how broken things operate.
So from
sir.
this is where they end up going to try to stop that kid, right?
Stop the kid. Yes, stop the kid. His accent bothered me, but yes,
Yeah.
it kept throwing me off.
I don't know who he's supposed to be. I forget. He's no one of note, right? I lost Devin. Devin, don't leave me alone.
I'm here. I'm back. Sorry, I had to take care of something. All right.
Where's my cake?
Walking out the door with my mom. She leaves
Damn
me
it.
alone again because this is my childhood, and this is the part of the podcast where we dive into the deep roots of Devin's psyche. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. But yeah, I mean, so let me do this real quick.
They go to stop some kid. Because
Yes, they got to stop the kid.
Wade's under the impression that he has to redeem himself as a person and do a good deed to be able to go get past that invisible barrier that's keeping him from his girl.
That is true. That is a true statement. That's exactly what happens. He has to go, redeem himself because when he tries to kill himself, he's like, "I'm gonna go see her." He goes to go see her. That's what happened. He goes to go see her. When he goes to go see her, he has like this dream hallucination before he pulls himself back to life effectively. And there's a wall between her, and she's just like, your heart's not in the right place, Wade." And he's like, "What?" He looks at the toaster dings, and he gets pulled out of the dream world.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's effectively how that worked out for him. Yeah.
So then they go to stop this kid who's threatening to burn down a school or an orphanage where they experiment on the kids. It's a bad place. This kid had every right to want to burn it down, but that's just not how the X-Men does.
Nope.
And one step further is Cable's whole introduction thing here, because this kid with the fire powers, if he is not stopped in the future, he incinerates Cable's family.
Yes, he does. He becomes like a really bad dude. And
which is why
Cable's
Cable
family.
goes back in time to try to kill this kid before that happens. If I'm not getting that right, then please tell me.
No, that's right. Cable tries to go back, and yeah, that's an accurate representation.
So now I forget the jump from where he knocks the kid out to where they're both put into prison. I don't remember how they became cellmates. Like, did Colossus just willingly let them take Wade because he was fucking up?
Trying to think. No, so they go to jail because all the cops are around the kid. The kid he hits the kid, and the kid tells him that people are hurting him. So then when kid tells him that people are hurting him, he then goes to he kills the one like creepy like orderly dude. Right?
Yeah.
He kills him, and then that's when Colossus stops him, knocks him down, tackles him, and all the cops around him, they both get arrested. Him and the kid both get arrested and take him to and they get taken to the iceberg or the ice place.
Right.
The ice box.
The ice box. And this is where Wade gives him like the little pep talk of you got to find the biggest, meanest motherfucker in the yard and make friends with that guy.
Yes.
Essentially. It's not the whole find the biggest, strongest guy in the yard and make an example of him. No, you want that guy on your side.
Yeah, no, that's exactly true though. I mean, it's a true statement though. I mean, it's not a wrong statement, sir.
So Wade essentially is they both have these power dampening collars, uh, much like a callback to the X-Men Savage Islands comics, where they all get the collars put on them and stuff. Um, yeah, that's all I had to say about that, I guess. God, I'm so tired. Man, I like the Savage Island comics and the old school '90s TV show.
Yeah.
That was like back when like Gambit would like start overcharging things, and Jubilee was useful because she could like short circuit the collars or whatever.
Hey, Jubilee is still useful. She became a vampire.
She's a vampire now.
Yeah, still useful.
She
Come on,
doesn't.
girl.
I don't think she has her sparkly powers anymore, though.
Possibly. Who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, the kid gets loose because Cable essentially busts ass into this prison and starts fucking murdering everyone and just beating the shit out of everybody. Trying to get to this kid, and then Wade ends up to. How does he end up getting his collar? I think he tries fighting Cable without taking the collar off first, and handily gets his ass whooped. And then how the hell does he end up taking the collar off? Doesn't he like get Cable to shoot it somehow?
No. Cable does try to shoot him, and then he turns his head, and then it hits thing. Because effectively, with his powers dampened, he's just a cancer guy. He's a stage 4 cancer survivor, and he's really weak. And then he finally gets his collar taken off, and he gets his powers back. And yeah, that's pretty much that.
Yeah. Then I might be making this up. Then doesn't he go to town killing people with a pen?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, I know that happens in Elfin Lied too, which is an anime. You'd be proud of me, Devin.
It is.
See,
I very much am proud of you.
Anyway, this kid runs and he hides and he ends up in like the solitary wing, and he starts hearing like this thud, and then he brings essentially the biggest, meanest person in the block lunch, and we find out that that's Juggernaut. Fuck, what happens next? How does Wade get off of there?
They tumble Juggernaut. No, Juggernaut busts out. What happens? Something blows.
Don't they blow a hole and then like him and
and then he gets knocked out and he just rolls down a hill and like cracks his skull open in a rock and then falls in an ice pit and then drags himself out of the like a frozen lake.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Fast forward a little bit. He ends up recruiting a team to try to protect this kid or whatever.
So he's recruiting a team to protect the kid or to get the kid back or whatever. Something like that happens.
Because the kid's in like this secure like prison bus.
Yeah, he's recruiting a team.
You keep stopping mid sentence, Devin.
No, I'm thinking, Webby. Yeah, he's just recruiting a team to break the kid out because the kid's got left in prison. He's breaking the kid out. They find out the kid's they're gonna move because the prison exploded and all the fight shit broke out with Cable. They're gonna move everyone out of the prison, so they're gonna hit him in transit on the way. So here's getting a team together. Right. That's what happened.
And this team, man, there's only like real 2 notable people on this team, and only one of them ends up staying notable.
I mean, there's a lot of notable people in the team.
No. There's like 2.
I mean,
all right. I'll say okay. Domino,
Shatterstar,
and who else?
I can't.
Yeah, you can't remember his name because he's not notable.
He is notable. I just can't. His fucking name. Vanisher. Vanisher's there.
No, fuck Vanisher.
He was fucking played by Brad Pitt.
And
he's played by Brad Pitt.
If you say so.
He was played by Brad Pitt. What's his name was played by It, and then you have Bedlam.
fuck Bedlam. Isn't he like the acid guy?
No, Bedlam is Terry Crews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then there was the guy with no superpowers. He just thought it would be really cool to join.
My favorite part about that though is when he's like, "Oh yeah, you're in," and then the Indian cab driver just plays motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because he's been trying to get in the whole time. I actually really like Bedlam. Bedlam's dope.
Anyway, so they decided to go like through this awesome montage of like parachuting down onto the bus.
Yup. Yarp.
And only 2 of them make it. If I remember correctly.
I have a funny thing about this, so I'm gonna spoil the ending for a second. All right.
Like, doesn't Shatterstar get like liquefied?
He falls into a helicopter rotor.
Yep, that's a good place for him.
So, hear me out, right? The end of the movie, I love how spoiler alert for like the next like 20 minutes 20 minute spoiler alert. When they fix the fucking time belt thing at the end of the movie, did you see that part or no? During the credits?
Yeah. Where Negasonic did or whatever.
Yeah, Negasonic and Yuki go fix it. He goes back and rights all his wrongs. Like he kills himself in the first Deadpool movie. Like he kills himself when he was Deadpool, like the silent Deadpool in Logan.
Right, yeah.
He fucking kills himself there. But no, I love how he goes back and he tells the one dude to go home. Like the regular dude.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, you couldn't just go back to the plane and not jump on a windy fucking day? Like, and save everyone?
Right. Yeah.
It's just, nope, I'm just gonna go right back to here and be like, nope, just go home, dude. It's fine. It's fine. Everyone else is already dead. Just go home. I love how he didn't do that. I love it. He just went back and saved fucking what's his name? Carl or whatever the fuck his name was. I don't know what his name is. I'm like, you couldn't save everyone. Like, nope, just that guy.
But apparently Domino is extremely lucky.
I love Domino.
I
based a character off Domino, so I love Domino.
I did not care for the person who played Domino.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know how I am about change and like.
I mean,
like I feel like movies are just changing characters to not get in trouble with people nowadays, and I don't think they should do that.
I mean,
look at how it worked out for fucking Fantastic Four with turning Human Torch into a black.
Well, that movie was ass before it.
I'm just saying
it hit papers. That had nothing. That was the least of their problems. I mean, this is the thing about Domino. I mean, she's fucking gray skinned in the comic books, so it's like, I don't care.
Right.
Like, for instance, I would have going to somebody else. I would have been more okay with like, I'm okay with Domino because like she's fucking gray skinned. Like you can say her race could be ambiguous for what it really is. Like, I think fucking what's Domino's real fucking name? Her fucking real name. Do we even know her real name?
Domino.
Nina Thurman. Her name is Nina Thurman. I mean, it will become known as Domino's actually sort of a top secret government breeding program to develop the perfect weapon. Domino's only. I mean, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't have any problem with a character being racially different than what they actually are, unless them being racially a color is a part of the story. Like if Black Panther was a white dude, I'd be like, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, if they cast fucking,
it's one of those things. It's like some characters to me, maybe it's just because I grew up and just some characters are just iconic.
I get it. I mean, in their Domino's not one of those characters for me. I mean, this is the thing about Domino. I mean, I love Domino, but this is the thing about me for Domino. Like, I would be more weird. Like, so a character in the same vein with luck powers and like that. I would be more weird if they cast Black Cat or like Felicia Hardy as a black girl. Because like I said, right. Domino's skin in the comic, her skin is discolored. It's gray. It's like super pale or gray in most comics. It's like her skin is like super pale.
Yeah, she's like pure white with like
she's like pure white
black ring around her eye.
Right. Or it's like a grayish color So it could swing either way, and pretty much Raven's usually written the same way. And I laugh about the going back to the awful Teen Titans thing where they're making. I don't know why Starfire's black. If anyone it had to be in the cast, they were going to cast as a black person, I would have been okay with Raven. Like, you know what I mean? Because her skin's already like ambiguously colored to what it is anyway. It's not that much of a leap. And I have no problems with a black person being Starfire. I have absolutely no problem with that. I just think that the costume design and everything that they went with is absolute ass. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about that. But I mean, like, Domino to me, like, with her skin color being what it is in the comic books, to me, it's whatever. And
Yeah,
I think the actor herself, I think she did a pretty good job. You know, I actually like Zazie Beetz in that fucking role. Like, I didn't, you know, in terms of acting and playing out Domino, I had no major issues with her being who she was, like, you know, acting out or whatever.
No, I mean,
I had no major issues.
I give her props for her acting. Like, I liked the actress, like her acting, but I just did not like how they visually made Domino. Like, I don't know. I'm very touchy when it comes to very iconic people of my childhood, and Domino always was that. She was like one of the very iconic, I guess, superhero, anti-hero people. For me,
I love Domino. Like I said, I made a character based off Domino, so I fucking love Domino. You know, I made fucking in Fate. You know, I made a character based off Domino. I love Domino. It's just one of those things, like, especially with how they've been drawing her recently, and I mean before the movie, I have no problem with it. You know, like, I have no problem with like her most recent. Like,
it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, like, hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Like, I'm gonna send you her most recent like.
Like, I didn't get upset or whatever when they turned Nick Fury into essentially Samuel Jackson.
Right. I mean, and that worked.
I mean, to me, Nick Fury was, he was just Nick Fury. You know, he was a dude.
And they still very much play up the fact that I think, like, even now, comic books, they play up the fact that Nick Fury is almost James Bond-esque in a code name sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where, like, there are more than one Nick Fury. But yeah, like, that's how I heard in like recent comic books, like more recent comic books before the movie came out and stuff. It's like, you know, you look at it, you're like, okay, like, that could go either way. Like, I'm not really gonna, like, you know, rain down. But like I said, like, if they cast Black Panther as like a white dude, or they cast fucking, like, I wasn't particularly like overly excited when they cast like, here's one casting. Here we go. Perfect example. Here's one casting of a kid, but it wouldn't have made sense because of what they did. People were in an uproar, really pissed when they cast Iris West as a black girl. I had no problem with that.
I had no problem with that.
I disliked Wally West as a black guy.
I don't mind him.
Although
as a black
I wasn't
guy.
exactly a fan of that guy.
Yeah, I didn't like him as that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but because of how they went with it, like, that's just how it was. Like, you know, I'm not making it necessarily about race specifically, but yeah, I mean, it would have been stranger to me if they cast like somebody like Cable. Like, if they cast Cable as a black guy, I'd be like, that's fucking weird. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. You know, like, you know, they're like, like in fucking, like, oh, Cable, you're gonna be fucking played by, what's his name? Idris Elba. There you go. Idris Elba, you're playing Cable now. Have fun with that. Now, if you want to cast Bishop, who ironically enough he played Bishop, that worked, you know.
Who played Bishop?
Yeah. Didn't Idris Elba play Bishop in X-Men?
I don't remember. When?
Which
X-Men?
Days of Future Past. Am I tripping on that? I'm pretty sure.
I think I don't know.
I know he was in the movie. Oh, Omar Sy. There you go. Oh, it was Omar Sy, but he had the dreads and shit. He kind of looked like Idris Elba's Heimdall. Threw me off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like here. See?
Yeah,
I'll show you the picture.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, it threw me off for a second. I was like, oh, the dreads. Yeah, they had Bishop. Like, you know, that's fine. Yeah, like, whatever. Like, Wolverine as a black guy would throw me off.
Yeah, but I mean, Bishop. Bishop
He's
is
a
a
black
black guy.
I know. Like, I had no problem. I was saying, like, it would be weird, like, if they, like, cast a white guy as Bishop and a black guy as Cable. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
certain thing, like, if
Well, that goes back to the whole. Those characters are iconic to you.
iconic what they are. Exactly. Iconic to what they are. And the only reason why I'm letting it slide as a fact of, and this is the thing, and this is the part, like, for instance, like Captain America. They cast Captain America as a black guy. I have no problem with that, unless there's an asterisk there. Because there have been black Captain Americas. Like, there's Isaiah Bradley.
Right.
Falcon. There's Isaiah Bradley, who is like, this really powerful buff, which he has a really good story, and I think he would be a great Captain America. Isaiah Bradley, I think, would be a great Captain America to put in a show.
Right.
Like, if Netflix went to, because the whole thing about him is, like, he got an unstable dose of the super serum, and it effectively, as he grew older, it kind of physically and mentally retarded him.
Yeah.
So he basically grew older, and, like, he was really powerful. He was strong, like huge dude. Then he grew older and, like, fucking ended up in a wheelchair, and then, like, could barely feed himself and things like that. And and then he had I think his grandson was Patriot. He was part of the Young Avengers. I mean, you can play in all that. Like, I think personally, that'd be a great, like, story for that. But, like, I wouldn't like it if they cast a black guy as Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? That to me wouldn't work.
Right.
It would work. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm sure if the actor did great, I wouldn't have a problem with the character. I just wouldn't like the casting choice.
Yeah.
That's a better one.
But getting back to
Deadpool,
they get a hold of the bus. They crash the bus.
Yes, they do.
After Wade is fighting Cable on the bus.
Yes. Well, after Domino fights Cable on the bus, and then Wade takes over fighting Cable on the bus.
Which he should have just left it up to Domino. Domino was doing good.
She was doing great. I love how he's driving on the fucking, like, Vespa, driving it behind the bus, like, and he's just like, she's like, all right, I'm on the bus. What? How the hell are you on the bus?
Yeah.
and then like, all this shit's happening. He's like, all right. You're marginally lucky. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then she has the idea of crashing the bus, and he's like, "That's never gonna work."
And it works. I love at the end, like towards the ending fight. She's like, "Oh my god, these kids! I need a bus to get these kids out of here." Right when she says that, fucking Juggernaut, there's a bus to the wall. She's like, oh, okay.
So yeah, when the bus crashes, then you get to see Juggernaut kind of pop out of his cell.
Yep.
And
ironically enough, mocap by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, that's fine.
And nobody knew that. So the dude that mocapped Colossus, he was like, he was on set, and then he saw Ryan Reynolds gearing up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "What's up?" I wasn't there, but I'm sure that's how the conversation went.
Yep. But then Wade Wilson has like kind of a fanboy moment over Juggernaut, and then Juggernaut grabs him and rips him in half.
Yep.
Then walks away. I will say one of my favorite. It did not last long enough, in my opinion, but one of my favorite scenes in the movie was the fight scene between Colossus and Juggernaut.
Yeah, that was good.
Because I grew up in school writing comic books, and my buddy would illustrate them. I'm talking like third grade, so there weren't anything special, but it was a lot of Colossus fighting Juggernaut, and like them beating each other with like lampposts and stuff. It was fun.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. Anyway, I'm gonna let you continue.
Yeah, sure. So,
In fact, check Facebook while you continue.
All right. So after that, Juggernaut gets escaped. They kind of call back to the drawing board, and they're sitting there, and it's all bad news. And lo and behold, who walks in? Well, Wade's regrowing his legs in a pretty funny scene where everybody's walking in, and it was like, oh, that's disturbing. You're fucking just shirt balling it, fucking baby legs.
He had what, baby arm in the first one?
He had baby arm in the first one, and now he has baby legs just wearing shirt. Like, just wearing a shirt, just sitting there. Like, all right, baby legs. So he got his baby legs. And
check Facebook real quick while you're explaining stuff.
You're cool.
Okay.
All right, so he had baby legs for a while. Baby legs, and then all of a sudden, who busts in the door? Cable busts in the door. I say busts in, he just kind of walked in casually. But what you get the point. I'm building suspense, people. Get over it. All right, so Cable walked in. He's like, everybody points guns at everybody, except for Cable. He's just kind of standing there. He's like, look, I come in peace. He's like, you guys fucked up and unleashed Juggernaut. Now we got to team up together to stop him because I can't take Juggernaut by myself, and neither can any of you. And it's like, yeah, that's a pretty good point. Juggernaut's a pretty strong dude. With that being said, Cable then explains his whole backstory and why he's here and why he's here to kill the boy, and kind of the boy's evil, and he's going to go to tonight. He's going to go and kill the headmaster of his orphanage, and if he doesn't, and if he kills him, he gets a taste for it, and then goes on a killing spree, and then eventually becomes like a big bad villain, kills Cable's family, blah 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 blah, all the fun stuff, right? So, after much debating and debilitating and everything like that, they, debilitating? That's not the word you'd use there. Whatever. Anyway, after much debating, and talking, conversating, all that fun stuff, they reach a mutual partnership. So it's Deadpool's team plus Cable, and by team I mean it is literally at this point it is Domino and Deadpool and the cab driver
and the cabbie.
And the cabbie with Cable. That's his team at this point.
But I like how the second the Juggernaut pops back in or whatever, the cabbie's like, I think I'm gonna go sit in the cab.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go sit in the cab, and he comes into the movie. Love that guy. Anyway, yeah. So then they go out. He's like, hold on. He has to go get his friend. So they drive by the X Mansion, and he's standing outside with a jukebox, like holding it up outside of Colossus' window.
And Colossus is throwing like a little bitch fit. He's like, isn't he like? Doesn't he like he turns the other way and like he's pouting and stuff,
and like holds his pillow and shit.
I loved that scene.
And then he doesn't come out, so they just drive away to the wait, just like, all right, fine, be that way, and backs into the car, and he's like, all right, let's go. Yeah. They leave. They pull up. They get their guns ready. They see the guy walking up with Juggernaut. They call Juggernaut out. They start fighting, and then right when they get their ass kicked by Juggernaut, and then right when they're about to like really go south, Colossus comes in with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Or no, Colossus just came in. Negasonic came in a little bit later. Colossus comes in, and it's like, all right. Then him and Juggernaut start throwing down. Well, at first when he picks up Deadpool, Deadpool's all like has an iron spike through his head.
Right.
So his brain's all scrambled. He's like, he's making like lovey-dovey eyes at fucking Colossus.
Colossus who's carrying him to safety.
He gets like his brain gets like re-scrambled. He's like, oh, okay, we're good. He puts him down, and then effectively they go chase after him, and Cable chase after the boy. Domino goes to help the other kids, and Colossus and Juggernaut throw down. Webby talked about that for you a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that happened. I love how the ending of that fight, where they literally shoved a power line up Juggernaut's ass and dumped him in a pool. And he shocked himself seemingly to death, but I think he's going to come back. Because that ain't stopping the Jugs.
Nope.
Then, so you have all the beautiful, wonderful scene, all the battles happening. You got Domino beating up orderlies. It's pretty fun. She murders people in really lucky and fantastical ways. She saves the kids. She's like, I need a bus. Colossus and Juggernaut throw a bus through the wall. She's like, all right. She gets her bus. She slides down. They slide down the bus. She gets the kids out. And then it cuts over to Deadpool and them. And Deadpool and Cable. They're running through. They keep trying to stop the kid from killing the dude. The kid keeps throwing a temper tantrum, throwing fireballs at people. It's not good. Really not good. He needs to stop throwing fireballs.
He's like a really like dumbass version of Pyro. If Pyro could create his own fire.
He's like Pyro and Havoc. If they had a kid.
Yeah.
He's like if Pyro and Havoc had a kid. That's exactly what he's like. It's kind of cool, kind of annoying at the same time.
I didn't like it.
I liked him. I didn't like.
You know who did it better? Human Torch. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know who did Human Torch better than Human Torch?
Captain America.
Ghost Rider, and also Captain America. Yeah, I mean, so this is that happened, and then basically there's one last stand where he's trying to convince the kid. I forgot to tell you, Cable gave Deadpool 30 seconds. He's like, "You have 30 seconds to change this kid's mind, otherwise I'm shooting him." So he starts, they start killing pedophiles together. Cable, it was a really funny scene where Deadpool asks, they call them pedophiles, there's orderlies. Deadpool asks for one of Cable's guns. He's like, no. He's like, all right, I'll just take this brick. He just picks up a brick off the ground. He's like, hey, can I have one of those guns? It's like, no. It's like, all right, I'll just take this brick.
Well, see, that's an ongoing. If I'm not mistaken, that's an ongoing joke in the comic books. Is Deadpool and Cable team up constantly?
Yeah, and
he's constantly asking for a gun because Cable's guns are so much cooler.
They are. He just never gets them. It's just like, no. Because Cable always has these guns that are like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and like do like some crazy bullshit. Like, right. I push this button and I shoot you, and like a laser net shoots out. It's like, right. Oh, that's dope. Hey, can I have a gun? No. Yeah, he's like, all right, I'll take this brick. And he starts beating up dudes with a brick. He has a gun. Then they run after the kid. It's the final stand. They're in the gymnasium. They're like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. The kid blows up the gymnasium. And it's like, it's big fanfare. And then, last but not least, kid goes to blow up the dude. Cable goes for his gun to shoot the kid. Deadpool jumps in the way, takes the bullet for the kid. The kid sees the error of his ways, and Deadpool dies after a very dramatic death. Second only by that one fucking vampire in Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. The guy with, like, the hurt knee or whatever the fuck in, like, the stairwell.
The guy is in the stairwell, like, he's staked. He's just, like,
after the credits, he's like,
the movie.
Ooh. Ah. Yep. Man, I love that guy.
Yep.
I hated his goatee, though.
You should fucking just make a K-Knight that we stake, who doesn't get, like, officially staked. He's just, like, sitting there. Like, he actually is staked, like, by the book. He can't do anything, but he doesn't shut up. He's just like, ooh. Ooh. Motherfucker, this hurts. It's like, aren't you staked? Yes. Anyway, point being is, so that happens, and it's, oh my god, it's all over, terrible. Then he, heartfelt words are exchanged, and then Cable seemingly goes to,
oh my god, was that guy played by Pee Wee Herman?
The pedophile guy?
No, the vampire in the Buffy movie who just wouldn't die.
Maybe, was it?
I don't know. I'm going to send this to you. It looks an awful lot like him.
Yes. Yes, it was. Paul Herman. He did. Yes, Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens played fucking the goddamn vampire. That's him.
The vampire that doesn't die.
Yup.
All right. Well, just
good to know.
Anyway, throwing that out there.
All right. So then, then Wade Cable walks off. Wade dies. Cable walks off, seemingly to go back home, but instead uses his one-way ticket to get back to his time, to basically rewind time. Put the lead coin he took from Deadpool earlier, the lead skee ball coin. That's a remember me of his fucking. Oh wait, hold on. Before that happens, Deadpool has this whole like meeting with his, I guess, ex-girlfriend or ex-wife at this point. His deceased one.
And he actually makes it go. He makes it through the barrier.
He makes it the barrier. They have an impassioned embrace. They have a lot of fun together. And he looks all normal now. And they're in their apartment.
And the motherfucking toaster goes off.
And she's like, it is now. Toaster goes off. And then she looks. She's like, it's not time. You're not ready. They need you. Who needs me? No, they don't. They're fine. They're fine. They don't need me. Who? And then Captain Cable rewinds time, puts the coin in his pocket. He gets shot. Cable shoots the coin. And then everything's good. Right? Everything's good.
Except for the fact that now Cable's stuck in this timeline.
Yes, he is. And he's like, but that's how they're going to do the X-Force movie. That's how they're going to do that movie. Because they're going to get an X-Force movie with just Domino, Cable, and Deadpool. Ugh. That's the next movie. It's going to be Domino, Cable, and Deadpool, and then they're going to do
Polaris. Wasn't she X-Force?
No, she's
X
X-Factor.
Factor. Yeah.
X-Factor Investigations, but we need a good Jamie Murdoch.
Who else was X-Force?
Kitty Pryde was X-Force for a while. She was also X-Factor. Let me see. Who are the primary members of X-Force?
Yeah, like who was the original lineup?
X-Force. The original lineup of X-Force Volume 1 was the original team of Boom Boom, Cable, Cannonball, Domino, Pharaoh, Shatterstar, and Warpath.
I would love at least Cannonball and Pharaoh was that bestial cat chick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was cool.
Honestly, for another girl in the group, like if they wanted to balance out with another girl, we got Cable and Deadpool. I would love Boom Boom.
I don't remember who Boom Boom is.
She's the chick that basically makes like the little small fucking like concussive grenades in her hand. She can fucking make.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can make. Oh no, plasma. Like they're fucking like little like plasma bombs of people.
Yeah.
And she can just throw plasma bombs at people and make shit explode. I love Boom Boom. She's dope.
I liked Cannonball.
Cannonball.
He was just literally a human rocket.
He was. Cannonball's dope. I like Cannonball too.
All right. Well, that was essentially the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, it was.
We already talked about the end credits.
We talked about the end credits where he goes back and rights all his wrongs, and he actually kills himself. Ryan Reynolds kills himself before he accepts the script to Green Lantern.
Yep. That was funny.
Yep.
Oh, the Green Lantern movie, man. Still better than Booster Gold.
Hello?
And Devin is taking a phone call. While not muted, I don't think. But, Kurt, I must say, I still do have the comic books you gave me. As much as I want to defile them and throw them away, I simply can't because you gave them to me as a gift, so I feel compelled to keep them. Albeit in a very locked away, dark place away from all of my other comic books so they can't get any of their booster gunk on them. But yeah, so that's essentially our SU this week. Devin, where can people find you on the internet? You guys can find me at Pooh Killed Me on Twitch and DMP _ I don't know Devin's Twitter. I'm really tired right now. If you guys can't figure that out, you guys can follow me on Twitter at JaxForestWalker, all one word. Also on Twitch at DM Webby. Our normal stream schedule is going to have to get altered or changed due to this new job. So instead of Friday afternoons with me and Devin, we're either going to have to stream Friday nights or sometimes Saturday or over the weekend during the day. But we will still continue to stream at least once a week. Yeah. Until then, I guess that's it. I got to meet JJ Sherwood for the first time at Gen Con, which was exciting. I recommend everybody go and read her books, Steps of Power. And, yeah, I think I hear Devin coming back, so then he can do his sign-off thing. Right, Devin?
What booster goal? What?
There's fuck booster goal. I don't remember your Twitter. I tried to do the DMP
my Twitter
_Pookie.
It is at DMP _Pookie, and you can find me on Twitch sometime every week with this practical jokester right here, Patrick Webster. You know what? Guys?
I just told them we're most likely gonna have to change our time.
I'm gonna tell you something about Mr. Patches here that nobody else knows, right?
That's what my mom calls me. She calls me Patch.
Listen, I met him for the first time in real life.
Yeah, at Gen Con.
He's cuter in person. That's all I'm saying.
That's a lie.
That's the truth.
No, it's just the eyes. That's it.
Cuter in person. The eyes have more of an effect. Cuter in person.
Fair. You're just saying that because you really enjoy my DMing style in person.
That is true.
Because I get to pass you
spoiled.
notes. I get to pass you notes and like bring people, step people away. Yeah.
Right? I really do like it. I'm not gonna lie. I really do like your DM style in person. I'm kind of spoiled and kind of wish we could do it more often.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, until next time, everybody, fuck Booster Gold all day, every day.
Yep.
Like bad. Because he sucks.
In
I gotta
the
find
ice.
outro music here. I don't know where it is. I have been really bad about not doing the outro music. Something professional outro, play, and it's going. Burn out.
I had nice little like elevator home music while you were doing it. It was perfect.
I appreciated that. I just really wish my voice would come back. I don't know where it went. Yeah. Burn out.